Alrighty, Mr. Gatekeeper here. Got a real neat custom little DEI build here, fully loaded. It's a little dark over here. I had to change a couple of things around right here at the little, what I call the test center, the bench. Me compiled with a couple of different tables put together. I'll unhook this bad boy when I get done and put her over here in the light here. Let you take a look at her, but it's a custom 4X DEI, all matched DEIs, not with a diode meter, matched the proper way, HFE. I don't even use DEIs unless they are matched via the HFE value. Okay, got a little B plus mod done. I'm going to start pretty much doing that from here on out. It just makes me feel so much better. I've started slowly getting into that, and I've noticed there's a lot of other really good builders out there that does the same thing, so it's kind of starting to be a little default amongst a lot of builders out there. Alright, and we got it on the unregulated 100 amp power supply. It's more like about 120 amp, real strong power supply. This was made by my buddy Mr. Real Deal out there in the hog yard. Pretty much a gift. He pretty much gave it to me for pennies on a dollar as a gift to his boy, Mr. Gatekeeper. Built in a little President speaker box, man. You can't beat that with a stick right there, man. High tap, low tap capabilities. Kind of hard to get his logo he's got on the side there, and it's a lot darker now. The other video I did earlier was during the day. But there you go. We going to be driving it with a Gatekeeper 1X2879. This is actually the first box I ever compiled, y'all. I went in there and cleaned her up a little bit. Done a couple little service work to her and made her. I'm gonna start using her as a driver, giving her some usage out here. Alrighty, and we got this being powered by the regulated pyramid over there. This on 13.8. Okay. Alright. Let's go ahead and show you what we're going to be driving into it. Pretty much about a watt dead key. Oh, audio. Oh, alright, right there about 21 watts. And y'all do hear me say that the bench radio does about 4 bird watts. Let me go ahead and show you that now. I'm going to go ahead and flip this around. I don't think I've showed that in here much. There's a dead key, a little shy under a watt dead key. Oh dear. A little bit more than 4 bird. Oh yeah. Just a hair over 4 bird. Yeah. Alrighty, we're on the 10 watt slug. Alright, let's flip that back around and we're going to think we have a lot of input reflect, which I've done before. Alrighty. This box is for a real good buddy of mine, Mr. Joey Shadows out there up north, man. Good to get some Gatekeeper technology up there around New York. Up there around where them hard cotton picking operators operate up there, man. Them boys don't play up around the Bronx. Now I'm telling you, Joey Shadows knows what's up there, man. Them boys do not play up there around New York City, man. Them boys out there around the goddamn Bronx, man, got antennas hanging out the goddamn window, dipoles hanging out the goddamn window. Them boys up there doing what they gotta do, man, to get out, man. I'm telling you. Some of them boys had to put dipoles in their goddamn apartment, man. 40 stories up, putting dipoles in a damn apartment, running a kilowatt, 3,000 watts, running 16 pills, man. Running 16 pills with dipoles in the cow picking apartment, man. Strung up on the damn ceiling. Tell you, man, them boys out there in New York, man, they ain't gonna let no damn, they ain't gonna let their surroundings keep them from dropping the mall, man. Them boys up there in New York, man, shoot, man, don't play, man. They'll shed some blood if they got to. God, damn money. Alright, here's what we're gonna do. I don't know if you can see this. I've got the variable about on 5, which is right there, halfway up. Turn it all the way up. If you turn it all the way up, it'll be right there on 10. Let's see if you can see that. Alright, so we're going to drive it first on 5, which should be giving it about 70 watts or so. Go ahead and demonstrate that now. Alright, show you the input reflect on the driver just so you can see it real quick. Hardly, virtually none at all. And that's how it's got to be when you're using a driver, especially when you tune in with a driver. Alright, so we're going to be driving about 60 to 70 watts into it. Let's go ahead and flip it on. I'll explain more details about the amp when I bring it from over there to over here. So I'm going to go ahead and take this driver out of line. The next one we're going to be putting in line is a 1x4. So we won't need that driver no more. Alrighty, well here we go. Alrighty, right there about 830 watts PEP. Alrighty, about 850 watts PEP. We are running on a decent amount of voltage on the floating power supply. Oh yeah. Right now she's dropping to right there about 15.6. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and crank it up and see if we can't get a kilowatt out of these DEIs. I had to change the wraps on the DEIs, but for some weird reason I had to change the wraps on the input transformers for these DEIs. I believe I had to go with 2 wraps on the input. A lot of builders wouldn't share that kind of stuff, would you? But 3 wraps on the input, I just was not getting the wattage that it should do. I mean, 16 volts driving over 100 watts into it. By the way, this 2879 is a little weak in here. This is my very first build I ever done, man. Same original 2879. With this turned all the way up, it's going to be giving it right there about 100 PEP. Okay, right there about 100 PEP. And I just was not getting the numbers, man. So I started playing around with the wraps there, and I'll show you. I have a tuning stub in the back, and I did that particularly for this because this is my first 4X DEI box of 2879s. But it worked the best, man, with 2 wraps on the input. So there you go. All right, we got it turned all the way up. See if we can't bump a kilowatt out of her. There we go. Let's take a look at this input tune. Okay, we're on a 10 watt slug. All the way to the right's 10 watts. Alright, it's doing there about 989 to a grand. There we go. Let's see the voltage drop. So it's sitting there right about 15.5, 15.4. So we got 100 watts driving into it. Let me show you that real quick. Alright, I flipped the 4-pill off. The driver's still on, just so I can show you that it hitting about 100 into it. Right there about 100, 98.3 watts. Alright, 15.5 volts with all the amperage it needs. Out of about 120 amp power supply. It's got a 100 amp transformer, but that thing does about 120 if I remember correct. Mr. Real Deal told me on, I can't remember the voltage. I think it's somewhere around 14 volts, I believe. So it's getting all the current it needs. I'll put it to you that way, man. Everything stays good and cool in this box. I put it to a good test already. Shot a little skip on it. Everything does really good with it. Just for the sake of this video, I'm just going to walk over here and kind of explain a few things, because it will probably take me a little while to unhook everything. So let's flip everything off here. Alrighty. Alright, this right here is a fully loaded. This right here is a fully loaded true AB Class C switchable biasing amplifier. This has got switchable biasing. It's a true AB / Class C. It's the way Mr. Joey Shadow wanted it. This fella's been waiting a good little while for this box, man. I hope he enjoys it big time. He pretty much went with the DEIs to save a little bit of cash. You know, I don't blame him. I try to stay with Toshibas as much as I can. But I'm glad that he picked them, because I've been wanting to do a build with them. Alright. Your on and offs right there. Still got to plug that hole right there with a metal cap there. But it's your on and off. Preamp. AB's up. Down's Class C. Still got a little bit of charge in the capacitor there. Up is AB. Down is Class C. Alrighty. We got a very high wattage 25 watt resistor for the unregulated AB biasing. Man, that thing right there is not going to get hot. That's about 15 watts more than I normally use. Okay. Some nice little technology here. Alright, let's talk about the output here. I tried something a little new. I like it. It worked very well. I tried it in another box that didn't work too well in because the tube was a little too short. We got a real strong 5,000 volt 100 picofarad cap right here. A real heavy duty ceramic cap, 100 picofarad. And this tubular capacitor here, this brass tuner, I cut, and the range is about 20 to about 60 picofarad. So that gives me my 120 to 160 movement there, to where I can fine tune the output. And it's strong as a bell, man. It's something that you'd use with a 6-pill or something like that, man, you know. So it's strong as a bell. So there you go. I meant to do these two videos using the Y mode, because that Y mode ain't been selling like I really thought it would be. So there you go, man. 4 DEI 2879s rocking and rolling, peaking about 1,000 watts with a 100 watt drive on 15.5 volts. Get right here, fellas. Got about 3 or 4 of these pre-made still. The Y mode, short for wireless remote. I have yet to have anybody say they've had any problems with these. I take that back. I don't want to lie. I had one fella say the LED burned out. Little LED on the front of here. This comes on when you turn it on with the remote here. I've had one person tell me their LED blew out, which, you know, that happens. You just can't stop that. Who knows why it blew out, but it blew out and he put a new one in there. That fella said he has actually left his Y mode on for over 6 to 7 hours before. He said he was driving from one state to another, left his Y mode on, didn't turn his car off the whole time. Even when he stopped and got gas, he said he still didn't turn his car off. I guess he I guess it wouldn't matter if he did, if he's got the amplifier straight wired, which I'm sure he does. But basically what the guy said was he did not turn the Y mode off for about 7 hours. It did not turn off on its own and still's working perfectly. This particular fella drives every day for work. He uses it every day and had no problem with it. I have another guy for a review in Tennessee that owns 3 or 4 of these. He has one in his wife's, I think one in his cousin or uncle's, and then I don't guess the other one he's using maybe is for the bass. I don't know why, but anyway, man, and there's another fella out of Minnesota that has not had no problems. It loves it. I don't really know why they're not selling like I thought they would. I guess because it's something new. People want to hear other people say that it's working fine, so I need to go ahead and get the website done. But just to let y'all know, wireless remotes. You need a remote in your mobile? You plug these cotton pickers up right here in the back of your Fat Boy, X-Force, Gatekeeper, any kind of amplifier that's got the regular 1/4-inch plug on the back. Heck, we got a couple of 4-bangers right here, 2x4s, and every one of them's got it except this Viper. Except this Viper right here. Let's see, that's a Gatekeeper 1x4, 1446 driving 4. That's actually for sale. I built it for a personal buddy of mine. He had to go away for a little while. Had to go away with some work for a little while. I was going to be gone for a good little while. And he wasn't going to be able to use it, so he sold it back to me. This, as you see, you got the remote ports right here. As long as you got that remote port, then you're good to go. Remote port, you good to go, man. Plug these bad boys in. Just set it back there by the box. Take this remote right here. Click the first button. The amplifier turns on. Click the second button, it turns off. You can't beat it, man. Wireless technology to turn your amp on and off. RF does not bother it. We've tested it up to about a 16 pill. And no problems at all. Just hadn't tested it with a bigger amp because I ain't got one around. But tested up to a 16 pill, man. RF is not bothering it, okay? So, man, try one out, man. Since they ain't selling so good, I'm probably going to have to come down on the price a little bit. The price was $45 shipped. If you watch this video and you email me and mention that you saw this in this video with the 4X DEI 2879s, I'll let you have one for $35 shipped, okay? $35 shipped. That's me making hardly no profit. Maybe about $6 profit, $6-7 profit if I add it up in my head right. So that's hardly. I need to get these going, man. Wireless technology, you can't beat it. You can't beat it. It's not out there for us turning these amps on and off. All right, y'all have a good one, man. Mr. Gatekeeper about to head to the goddamn sack, man, and we'll fire up this 1x4 here tomorrow, man, and do a little video on it, man. This cotton picker right here, man. Whew, this cotton picker's peaking over 1200 watts, man. It's 2879 driving 4, man. She's rocking. She is rocking a little bit too much, man. This thing's getting a little hot right now. We're gonna look at it. Might need to throw a little bit bigger fan in it, man. This LED fan here is just not spinning quick enough for my liking, so fella might have to just do it with a regular fan, because I want these boxes to be as good as they can before they go out, you know what I mean? And I want them to stay that way. I've been real blessed so far. Well, God bless y'all. Mr. Gatekeeper out here in Northeast Georgia. Hope you enjoyed. We'll see you on the next video. Mr. Joey Shadow, appreciate you being patient, my man. We're good and clear.